Today in the Zone, the Lions basketball team is headed to the Elite Eight. We have all the highlights and the player reactions from their Sweet 16 win.
Defending their title, the girls bowling team goes for 3 straight at the state tournament. We'll explain how the Lions have little to spare if they want to successfully defend their title.
Playing varsity sports is hard enough without always having to track your numbers. And the numbers these athletes are checking aren't statistics, but something much more important.
And the life of a Division I football recruit, how 2 highly recruited Lincoln players are handling the process and what they're looking for in their suitors. Buckle up because you're in the zone.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Jillian Sanders.
And I'm Olivia Doyle.
As winter sports start winding down, their state tournaments are heating up.
And our boys basketball team is on fire.
They sure are. The guys are heading into the Elite Eight in Ohio.
And when they get there, they'll face a familiar opponent for the trip to the state Final Four.
But before we talk about that, let's start off today's show with the Lions' main event.
The Lions are playing in the Sweet 16. Our Jaden Cohey has all the highlights.
The Lions Den taking over Ohio Dominican for the Sweet 16 matchup between Gahanna Lincoln and the undefeated Westerville South. And the Lions come out running. They jump out to a 9-2 lead. Jones with the layup. Dees to Simmons on the alley-oop. And Cam Johnson with the 3 from right in front of the Wildcats bench. Johnson had 8. Still in the first. Sean Jones with a crossover dribble and drive down the lane for 2 of his game-high 25. Lions lead 20-15 at the end of the first. Now to the second. Josh Whiteside says, "Excuse me," splits 3 Wildcats and lays in the reverse layup for 2 of his 6. Lions up 30-22 at the half. Now in the third. Jones pulls up for the 3 at the top of the key. And then Jones down the lane on the break. And Simmons is there for the follow-up dunk. Lions up 46-33 at the end of 3. From there, the Lions got out their hammer and drove their nails into the Wildcats' coffin. Luke Murray with the corner 3. Then Johnson says, "I can do that," and adds a 3 from the corner. Sean Jones finished off Westerville's undefeated season and was even nice enough to wave goodbye to the Wildcat student section. Pull out the lights, the game is over. Gahanna pulls away with a 64-48 win.
You know, it just feels good, you know, all these records, all that hoo-ha, you know, put your shoes on, who's going to step on the court, you know, that's what we like to do, and that's what we did.
We feel good, but right now we unsatisfied. We want more. We got one more game left until we get our go to Dayton, and that's what we really want, and that's what we're working towards.
Now let's take you inside the numbers. Coach Stipe praised the perimeter defense after the win.
The Lions held the Wildcats to 42% shooting from the field and 25% from the 3-point range.
The defense also forced 12 turnovers and holding previous undefeated Westerville South to just 48 points. That's 17 points below their season average.
While the offense usually gets the headlines, the defense definitely shut down the Wildcats.
It was a complete team effort for Gahanna Lincoln. And 2 of our basketball insiders were in attendance at the Lions win. We want to welcome Drew Pizzico and Liam O'Brien to the show for the breakdown. Hello, guys.
Thanks, Jillian. Sean Jones and Javen Simmons get most of the headlines.
And they did combine for 34 of the Lions' 64 points.
But other guys definitely hit big shots throughout the game. First person I want to talk about is junior Luke Murray. He's really come into his own this season, and he's been a nice addition off the bench for the Lions. Another person I want to mention is Cam Johnson. He's a senior guard. He's been a great leader. He's been very vocal for this team. What do you got for me, Liam?
2 other players I want to talk about are Mo Charlton. He's very aggressive in the paint, got up and got some rebounds during the game. Alongside him, Josh Whiteside. He had 6 points that night. and nothing to say, but he's just great in the paint.
Lastly, I want to mention LJDs. He's been the anchor for this defense so far this season. Been very aggressive at the top of the key, getting a bunch of steals. All in all, the Lions got 18 points off the bench, and they'll need at least that much again tomorrow against a deep and talented Pick Central team.
Well, that's a quick breakdown of the win. Back to you, Olivia.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. The Lions will now face a familiar opponent on Saturday night at 7, when Lincoln will tip off against 23-2 Pickerington Central. The Tigers defeated Upper Arlington 53-40 to advance. The game is at Ohio Dominican, and they will feature number 2 ranked team in Ohio, Pickerington Central, against the number 4 ranked team, Gahanna Lincoln. It should be a great game. And the Lions will be looking for payback. They lost to the Tigers at home earlier in the season 58-53. Sean Jones had 18 points, Javen Simmons had 13, but the Tigers outscored the Lions 20-13 in the fourth quarter to pull away for the win. And the Lincoln players and coaches have had 7 weeks to think about that loss. And this game is all they've wanted.
They got guys that can shoot it and drive it. They got guys that can defend. I mean, it's sort of like mirror images of us, you know? So it's sort of 2 similar teams. So it's going to be fun. Everybody in Central Ohio wanted Pick Central and Gahanna. They got it.
And we just right back where we want to be. Glad to have another shot. Blessed to have another shot.
Saturday, man, part two gonna be great for us. We ready. We locked in. We remember what they did to us on our home court. We got 2 hard days of work in front of us, and then Saturday that day comes so we can get the date.
Thanks, Coach Scheib, and good luck on Saturday.
There is no question that Sean Jones is full of talent, but he wouldn't be where he is today without a special person on his team, his mom. Our Lily Sager took a deep dive into the relationship of Sean and his mom and the role it plays in his basketball success.
Record holder Sean Jones is full of talent, but a key to his success is support from his mom.
Man, we are very, very close. There's times where he look up at me at the game, and I look at him too and like, yeah, you're not playing that great, but I don't know. It's just very solid. I just appreciate everything about it.
My mom's she always been pushing me. For real, she been pushing me like a basketball dad for some reason, but she's always been pushing me to work hard, make sure I'm staying consistent in the gym, make sure I'm doing things I need to be doing and not doing stuff I shouldn't be doing.
With many D1 offers and going through the recruitment process, it was not only a long process for Sean, but also for his mom.
It was time for us to commit. It was like a breakup a little bit. We had to end relationships with coaches that had been recruiting Sean that I had nothing but respect for.
Sean recently broke the school record, which was a goal for him and his mom.
It's nice to be now the leading scorer at Gahanna. It was a goal of ours 4 years ago, so it's just nice to observe him killing records.
Though their relationship has its ups and downs, his mom has nothing but pride for her son and all of his accomplishments.
I think Sean has represented for the kids that are under 6 foot. I think he shows hard work pays off. I think he shows that even through adversity, you have to keep it going. It's been an amazing experience. I've enjoyed it every step of the way. I'm so glad that he loves basketball because I love basketball, so it's been fun. I've loved every moment of it. Favorite thing is how fast he is, how great he is with the basketball. All the support that we get from our family, just watching how much of a team guy he is and how much he loves to win and how much he loves Gahanna.
With all the love Sean receives from his mom, Sean has just as much love for her.
For real, I would like to say thank you, but if you got another chance to do this with another son, you need to tweak a little few things. But for the most part, I would love to say thank you for everything you've done for me. Love you, Mom.
The support Sean has received from his mom has shaped Sean into the player he is. This is Lily Sager in The Zone.
Our girls bowling team is getting ready to defend their back-to-back state titles tomorrow at the state bowling tournament here in Columbus. The girls will hit the lanes at 10:45. They have reason to be confident. The Lions have not only won the state championship the past 2 years, but they are also undefeated since the 2014-15 season. That's a streak of 99 straight matches. But the girls know there's plenty of work to be done on Saturday to win it all again.
It's any normal tournament. We've had a very good season. We've had our highs and lows, but we've come out on top numerous times. I think for us, it's mainly just focusing on our shot, focusing on our routine, making sure we make those spares, and working together as a team. It doesn't matter who's in first now, it matters who's in first at the end of the tournament. So I feel like if we just focus on that and focus on ourselves and our team and our process, there will be no issue.
I'm really confident in my team. I know a lot of people aren't expecting us to win just because we lost Lilu, but we did gain Delaney, which is a really that puts us in a higher level. I really think that we have a really good chance of winning again.
Where do the Lions stand heading into states? Well, let's take a look at what the top 5 teams at the state did at districts. Fairborn fell to Boardman by 80 points. Behind them, we have Troy and Ashland, and in 5th place are Gahanna-Lincoln Lions. The Lions shot a 39-16. That means there are 4 teams that scored higher than them at districts. The Lions will have to be at their best this weekend to strike down the rest of the state once again.
Good luck, ladies. While the girls bowling teams will continue their season this weekend, unfortunately, the Lincoln wrestling season is now finished. 4 Lions participated at districts at Hilliard Derby on Friday and Saturday, but nobody advanced to this weekend's state meet. Though we do have great Lions who had a great season. CJ Ally ended the season 26-18. Javon Lewis ended with 43 wins and 10 losses. Griffin Flushy had a 23-8 record. Great job on the season, guys.
Lincoln High School welcomes 8 more state champions. The Lincoln boys track team had another successful weekend at the AOTCC Indoor Track State Championship. They had 14 athletes qualify for 10 different events. Every athlete produced a top 24 performance in the state, a notable finish to the 4x200 relay team that took home the state title in a photo finish. The team consisted of Drew Pizzico, Tristan Cook-Fisher, Makai Shahid, and Maxwell Cummings. The team set a state record running a 127.84, and this time ranks them at number 2 in the nation. Congrats, boys. The girls team has been the other 4 state champs. They also won the 4x200 relay, competing the sweep for the Lions. A part of this relay team were Amron Chilton, Ayanna Stafford, Micaiah Trent, and Keena Sanders. Along with the relay team, the girls had a total of 13 athletes qualify for the meet. A notable finish to the Lady Lions was Daisha DeCray, who came in 2nd in the triple jump.
That's a look at the Lincoln winter sports teams.
In a moment, we'll look ahead to spring sports, including a quick check-in with 3 returning state champions.
But right now, we want to discuss something that impacts some athletes year-round. In fact, it impacts them every moment of every day.
Some Lincoln athletes compete despite constant struggles with diabetes.
I wanted to see how diabetes impacts their ability to play, so I produced this story. According to Medical News Today, approximately 210,000 people under the age of 20 have diabetes. This can be life-changing news for any teen, but especially one who's an athlete.
I found out I had diabetes last May of my junior year. I was 17. I was at a volleyball tournament in Indianapolis, and I was just, peeing a lot, using the bathroom a lot, and my dad was like, let's just go to the emergency room. And we went, and they told us everything, and I was there for about a week, trying to just, find a way how to manage it.
So I was 3 years old, and I was losing a ton of weight and drinking a whole lot. I had constant headaches, everything. And my grandpa, who was a doctor, was like, yeah, that's not normal. You need to go to the hospital. And we went to the pediatrician, who immediately sent us to the ER and was like, yeah, that's not, you have diabetes.
Dealing with something like this when it's new can have its challenges, especially when playing a sport.
It hasn't made much of a difference. It's just knowing my body, when to go, when to stop, and when I feel sick, when I don't. So it's not really it hasn't really changed anything.
I definitely have to be more aware of my body and what's going on within me and what's going on in the game and stuff, because it's anything could happen in the game that could easily affect diabetes. Communication with your coach and teammates is also very important. And there's also the whole missing shifts factor. So if I'm low and I have to sit out, that can take a toll on me mentally, because I enjoy playing my sport and I don't want to sit out, but I have to, otherwise I could get hurt. The challenges faced by these athletes are tackled by the need of a support system. Fortunately for Gracie and Kendall, they have caring teammates, family members, and coaches surrounding them. My family and I, we're very close, all of us, my cousins, grandparents, everyone. So since day one, they have been insanely supportive. We had a pump party when I got my pump. We had a Dexcom party when I got my sensor. We embrace it and we love it, because it's can't change it. And then my friends and teammates, they're amazing. On the bench, I have my pump with the sensor and things. They're always checking it. If I'm on the ice, if it goes off, they all freak out. They're always offering me food if I'm low. They're always there, and it's just really nice to have that support system.
My family and friends, they've been a lot of help. I don't make a big deal out of it, so I ask them not to. So it's just I like to handle things on my own, but if I do need something, they'll always be there for me.
Diabetes can only stop the making of insulin, but it doesn't have to stop you. This is Jillian Sanders in The Zone.
Thanks, Jill.
Today is the end of the 3rd grading period, so that means that spring is right around the corner.
Our spring athletes have been practicing indoors, hoping that soon the weather will improve so they can get back on the field, track, or court.
One of these is tennis player Brandon Carpico.
Brandon won the 2021 Ohio Division State Singles Championship last year as a sophomore, and he's been spending the offseason preparing to defend his title.
In addition, Brandon made a major announcement this week.
And our Keegan Billingham is standing by with Brandon.
Good morning, Keegan and Brandon.
Good morning, guys. So as you mentioned, I'm here with Gahanna Lincoln tennis star and your newest member of the Ohio State men's tennis program, Brandon Carpico. Good to have you here. So the first question I'll jump into is what really sold you on going to Ohio State?
When I get older, I want to be a pilot. So Ohio State has a world-class aviation program, and to go along with their tennis team and just being close to home, I mean, you grow up in Ohio, you basically become a Buckeye. So it just made everything so much easier when I picked Ohio State.
So going back to that world-class tennis program point, Coach Tucker and Coach Carnaghi are doing a wonderful job down there building an amazing program. So how have those guys impacted your decision?
I mean, obviously they know what they're doing. They've built a program there for many, many years. They dominate the Big Ten, and they're one of the top teams every year in the country. So they know what they're doing. They know how to get the best out of every single player that they bring in there. And yeah, I'm excited to play for them.
Definitely good guidance there. So we know where you'll be spending your next 4. So how about these last 2 here at Gahanna Lincoln? What are your goals?
Well, I won states last year as a sophomore, so I guess just being able to win it as a junior and senior would be so important to bring those titles back, not only for me, but for the school and the city. It would just be really cool, and that's what I want to do.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for joining us, and go Bucks.
Thanks, Keegan. And congrats again, Brandon. Senior runner Alyssa Shope is gearing up to defend her state championship in the 3,200 meters. She also won the state cross-country championship in the fall. So with all that success, what is motivating her as track season approaches? That's what we wanted to know. So our Toby Forsythe sat down with recent Indiana University commit. Here's Toby with Alyssa Shope.
Winning that state championship, you know, after fighting for it for so many years, how did it feel crossing that finish line, like knowing all your hard work finally paid off?
It was like an amazing feeling that I really can't describe. It was kind of overwhelming and definitely surreal because I had worked so hard. All my working out, getting up early, all my dedication and discipline had paid off, and I felt like that was part of my dream. I was like dreaming about that moment ever since like my freshman year. I looked up to those people who crossed that finish line and being a state champion when I was a freshman all the way through my junior year, and it was an amazing feeling crossing that, knowing that every part of me like that wanted to give up at some point or was doubting myself, all of that was pushed aside because I had done it. I had achieved my goal. So it was truly an amazing moment, especially.
All right, so after winning the state championship, you committed to Indiana to pursue your academic and athletic career. What stood out about Indiana and what made you want to go there?
So I walked in, I was like a little like apprehensive at first, but then everything about Indiana, like I had to just give in because I was like everything was lining up perfectly. All of my concerns, all of my checklists, everything was taken care of, and my parents felt the same way. It was the surrounding areas, the campus, the athletic facilities, the coaches, the team, everything just worked so well, and I'm so very blessed that I'm able to go there because that's truly like where I know I'm supposed to be going. I felt it when I was there. I was just like, I had that feeling inside me, like that gut feeling, like this is where I'm supposed to be. So I knew I was supposed to go there, yeah.
Winning the 3,200 as a junior is a dream come true for many athletes. But what's next this year as your senior year?
I want to defend my title in the 3,200 at state, so I want to make it there, and I want to win another state title in the 32. And I want to break the school record for the 3,200 because I haven't done that yet. I barely missed it last year. And then I also want to break my own record for the 1,600 and the mile run. And I haven't decided fully yet, but I want to make it to states in the 1,600 and the 32. And I may want to double and try to win both state titles in the 32 and the 1,600 run.
Thanks, Toby, and good luck this season, Alyssa. There's another returning state champion, and she too is looking for a possible double win this season at the state track meet. Junior Camden Bentley won the 2021 state title in 300-meter hurdles with a blistering time of 43.18. She was the runner-up in the 100-meter hurdles, finishing just 1/100th out of first place. Camden says she's ready to run this season.
I go day by day, but obviously the PR and all my events, hopefully 0.5 seconds and win state in both hurdle events. I think 300 hurdles is more of a mental race, so just staying positive this season and working it toward outdoor is most of my training. Last year was a little disappointing coming in second place, but I think this year we can come back and win our team title. You know, just got to do what Gahanna does, come out and compete. We'll do great.
Thanks, Camden. It should be a great season for the girls' track team.
Now let's check in with Damian Jones.
Damian is standing by with a look at softball and a few Lincoln athletes who are preparing for the fall.
Good morning, Damian. How are you today?
I'm doing good, Jillian. How about you?
Great. So what do you have for us?
Well, as spring sports are approaching, softball has something new. This spring season, they will be led by new head coach, Gahanna Lincoln graduate Coach Matt Bailey, who has been coaching softball for the past 12 years. The Lions were 15-12 last season and lost a heartbreaking extra inning game to the eventual district champ Mount Vernon in the tournament. Now, Lincoln is preparing for their season opener against the same Mount Vernon team on April 4th, and Coach Bailey and his players are excited for the upcoming season.
Now back to lead another Gahanna program is so exciting. This team is loaded here. We got a strong junior class. 5 great seniors have held the ship together during the transition between the two coaches. We're really excited to get the season started. We have a pretty stout schedule.
I don't think we're going to have a lot of challenges to face, actually. I think with the new coaches, we have a new start to new things, and a lot of us are familiar with them as well, so we know how the flow is, and we can be more comfortable with how we play now, actually.
Thanks. We will take a look at baseball and lacrosse in next week's show. This is also a very active season for my junior football teammates Kamari Burns and Jenny Yates. No, it's not football season, but it's something else that's very demanding. It's recruiting season, and both Kamari and Jenny are catching the eyes of recruiters from all across the country. Here's Avery Hall with the story.
Division I college football recruiting is a multi-million-dollar industry, and that places intense focus on the top recruits, like Lincoln players Kamari Burns and Jaden Yates, who are being heavily recruited as they prepare for their senior seasons.
Kamari is obviously one of the top in the state. You know, his size and athleticism makes him who he is. His explosiveness and his violence on the football field makes him one of the better ones in the state. Jaden Yates has been ranked since he's been in middle school. He's one of the, I think, top 3 linebackers in the state of Ohio. Same thing with Kamari. His size and speed makes him one of the better choices at his position.
Right now, I believe I have 11 offers. I've kind of been going through it since freshman year, so it's been a lengthy trip.
Currently, I have 13 offers right now, but it's been just really crazy, kind of stressful for me, but it's been a long ride.
As this process can be very stressful, both players are able to find motivation to push through.
I've been working towards this since I was a boy, since I first picked up a football, playing Little League, Another part, it's Jay Shine, him passing. I got a cousin that passed earlier this year. Things get hard. I'm going through a workout, I'm stressing. I know they're looking down on me, so, I'm always pushing through.
My mom, she keeps pushing me, my head coach, Bruce Ward, and my teammate, Jaden Yates. I feel like they've been, a big part of this recruiting process and really, pushed me to, reach my peak.
Not only do Kamari and Jaden deal with the challenges of this process during games and practices, but they also deal with it when they're not on the field.
It's a lot of time, energy, and effort, not only from the, talking to coaches on the phone, but also the travel that's involved in it.
After I get out of workouts and stuff, a lot of coaches text me, can I call you? Every day, at least 3 or 4 coaches are texting me.
The 2 latest calls that come to my mind I probably ever received was, I think Illinois called me a weekday at 11:30 at night. I was already going to sleep. They called. Then I think South Carolina called me on another weekday at 11:30, 12. There are times I'm I've been on the phone all day. I've been texting all day. I wouldn't want it any other way. It's a blessing to be where I'm at.
With the end of their junior year quickly approaching, they're both getting closer to the finish line when it comes to making their final decision.
In the end, I really just want to go somewhere that I feel the love at, where I enjoy my time there. I want to go somewhere I could play early. I could continue my dreams early.
Just like the best fit for me, where I can get the most playing time. I want to major in exercise science in college, so probably like the best school with that.
While the past few months of recruiting have been exciting, both of the players are looking forward to it being over.
So I'm probably going to commit in like July or, something like that, to be honest, because I just want to it all to be done and over with.
It's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to be in my position. It's really stressful sometimes, just the weight of that decision. The next page of my life, I'm kind of ready to get that going, get that started.
While both players are ready for this next page in their life, they still have their senior season to look forward to. This is Avery Hall in the Zone.
Thanks, Avery. We will keep you updated with the recruiting process in later shows. Well, that's all from me today. Back to the sports desk.
Thanks, Damian.
We've spent the entire show talking about Lincoln sports.
But there's a lot going on in the world of sports outside of Lincoln.
March Madness is about to heat up.
And here's this week's Outside the Zone table.
Let's jump right into it. Conference tournament this weekend. Who you guys got your eye on? Colton?
I got my eye on the Razorbacks. I think that they're going to upset the SEC. I think that they're going to make a push for it. I think that Kentucky is out of here. I haven't been happy with the way that they've been performing lately. And I think it's going to be Auburn and Razorbacks in the championship.
Michael?
I've been paying a lot of attention to Memphis. I think they've had nothing short of a crazy season. I'm excited to see what Imani Bates can do, and I think they're a dark horse candidate.
I've got my eye on Iowa. They got a star in Keegan Murray, veteran leader in Jordan Bohannon, and they got a good slate to make the final and probably win the entire Big Ten.
I like Marquez, the 5 seed in the Big East. They're a team that swept Villanova in the regular season, so clearly they're pretty dangerous. But staying home, the Buckeyes, how do you think the Buckeyes will fare in the Big Dance, Colton?
I haven't been happy with the way that they've been performing lately. They haven't really got things moving around the perimeter, and I think that they're going to be either a first-round loss or a second-round loss.
Michael? I got to agree with that. It's been a rough stretch for the Buckeyes. I'd love to see them bring it home, but I think second-round loss for them.
Yeah, I got to agree with the guys. I mean, I think they'll be lucky to win a game the way they've been playing, and they would get Purdue in the quarterfinals. Not going to beat Purdue, one game at most.
I mean, the Buckeyes, they can beat the best team in the nation, but they can also lose the worst team in the nation. That inconsistency hurts them and will continue to hurt them.
Yep.
I got the Buckeyes as a first-round exit. Last topic, there's no clear-cut, really best team in college basketball, but who do you think is going to win the whole thing?
I got Duke. I think that they're going to give Coach K's last season, just get him off straight. I think that after this loss to North Carolina, I think that they're going to want to bounce back from that, and I think that they're going to push for the overall tournament win.
I got Gonzaga, a big favorite. Everybody's expecting them to come in and just dominate. Chet Holmgren, he's a star athlete, and I think they're going to bring it home.
I got to agree with Colton. I also have Duke. I think Coach K's last season, they're just going to put together something special. They got some veterans on the team. It's not just freshmen this year. Paulo Banchero's a star. I got Duke.
Give me UCLA and Johnny Juzang. UCLA is going to be motivated from their tough loss in the Final Four last year at Gonzaga, and there's nobody in college basketball I'd rather have than Johnny Juzang, the game on the line. That's all for this week's Outside Zone.
Thanks, guys. I'll take Baylor to win it all.
And I'll take Gonzaga.
Before we go, we wanted to take a look ahead to the next week's Lincoln Sports Zone.
Our indoor track teams are heading outdoors, and we'll bring you out on the track.
Athletes here at Gahanna have a special group of people that help them get better. You'll get to meet our athletic trainers.
And as the winter sports seasons end, our spring sessions are just beginning. We'll show you a look into baseball and lacrosse.
Well, Lincoln, that's all we have for you today.
Thanks for watching the Lincoln Sports Zone. We'll see you next week.
And as always, go Lions!